So here's the second part of my TME1 for Comp 486. I'm going to show the two-player game to dots and boxes. So start two-player game from the home screen. Just click that button. It has a spot for each player's name, again 10 character limits, and cancel or continue. If I put something in but press cancel, it'll just bring me back to the home screen. Again, if I start two-player game, I can also, if I only put in one player's name and I try to continue, it won't allow me to. Again, the toasts aren't working, but it will force you to put in both players' names. So we'll try this one more time. Put in my name, and then a second name. And I'll just press continue, and again there's a toast that comes up saying starting two-player game, but because of the lag of recording the video, it won't show. Yeah, and the game's coming up now. So at the top it says two-player dots and boxes. You can see whose turn it is and what the current score is. As before, if I click on a dot, it turns cyan, and it won't allow me to play any invalid moves, but it won't change the turn either. So once I make a valid play, you'll notice the turn changes to the second player, and that the turns are displayed in the player's color, so that you're aware of who's obtaining points as the boxes are filled in. Again, whoever's turn it is, they can complete a box. The box changes that player's color, and a score. The score is updated to reflect that point gained. So in the two-player game, both players are working from the same screen or the same keyboard or whatever, and it just indicates whose turn it is at the top of the screen. So that player takes the controls and creates their line or lines. You'll notice if you get a point, again, you get another turn, which was also indicated in the how to play instructions. Yeah, so you just go back and forth and you fill out the screen, and normally you'd be playing with a second person. I'm just playing against myself for this demonstration, so it makes the game less interesting, but I'll just fill in the rest of the screen here. Another thing that I was going to point out is in both the one and two-player games, the number of dots that will appear on the screen will depend on the screen that you have. So when it's creating the game, it actually gets the dimensions of the screen and takes out some space for the turn and the score, and then it just does a calculation. It knows the space it wants between the dots, and it figures out how many can be displayed and displays them accordingly. So yeah, that is dynamic, and then obviously it updates. It knows how many boxes there are so that it knows when the game's over, etc, etc. Yeah, I just keep filling them in. Maybe I should let the red player win this one, since my other demo, the blue player, or the computer, won. Yeah, I'll let the red player win this time. Just keep filling it in. So red's turn. Take these spots. So I have thought about some expansions I would make on the game as well. If I had more time to work on it, I would probably make a more elaborate game over. You'll see when I get to the end again, it's just a toast indicating that the game's over. I felt that this game, it was fairly obvious when the game was over. There's no more plays that can be made. It's kind of like when you're playing X and O's. It's if you understand the game, it's pretty straightforward to know when it's over. So it's kind of the same thing here. It's just a basic toast, and then you stay on the game page so you can look at the score at the top, and the winner can gloat to the loser. But I think it would be more interesting to have a more elaborate game over. Maybe like the fireworks at the end of the card game everybody's played on the computer, or something even just to indicate like this is the winner. Yeah, again, if I had more time, that is something I would expand on in this game. So we're just approaching the game over here. Blue will take the last 2 points. And yay, game over. There's the little toast that runs away very quickly. You can see the score at the top. So the red player won. Kelsey's score was 30. Yeah, so again, we can just go back to the home screen. And one more thing I just want to quickly demonstrate that again goes for the 1 and 2 player game. If you decide to open up either game, since I'm 2 player, since I'm demoing 2 player, and I start a game, Kelsey and Nick again, oops, that should be on the second line, second player, Nick. So yeah, if I hit continue and I start a game, it won't store this game. If I decide to come back to the home screen, the game is lost. So again, that's another expansion that, time permitting, I would have included, where maybe you can save the game to continue at a later date. But see, we start a game and go back to the home menu, and when I click on 1 or 2 player game, it'll just open up the dialog box again asking for players' names, and it's just a new instance of the game. So that game is lost. Yeah, so that is about it for TME1. Thanks for watching.